Hello and welcome to AOR F3 Canada, and you may be wondering where Monaco is. Well, that didn't go so well. I only got qualifying footage because I binned it in the race, and that is not for family viewing, so that didn't go very well either. As you can expect with me being on the pad. Anyway, here we are, Canada, dry quali, dry race, and this is a part of the string of chain of races where I just didn't have enough time to practice. I just had a lot going on in the background and just couldn't find the time. But if you look at my left hand now, oh, that's beautiful. That just sums up Codemasters. That is me changing the brake bias coming out the pit lane, and it's somehow coded in a way that your hand goes through the chassis to change it, and changes something up by the left wing mirror. It's beautiful, isn't it? Because I was turning at the same time, it just can't compute that. But that wasn't in 2016. In 2016, he'd either put his hand down mid corner, or he'd just wait until the wheel was straight and then do it. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But the worst thing about that isn't the fact that he's putting his hand through the fucking chassis. It's the fact that since 2014, all cars have been braked by wire. It's regulation by the way they control the hybrid systems now. It all goes through a wire, so the actual one, there's no connection from the brake pedal to the wheels. It's all done through sort of a fly-by-wire, brake-by-wire. So sensor reads how much brake pressure you're putting in, and then that, with how much hybrid energy you're trying to recover, it modulates it and separates the braking performance between the actual brake discs and the hybrid recovery. So in the rear discs anyway, so that's how it works. You don't use a little handle on the left like you did all the way up until 2013. So in F1 2013 should have been the last game where you used a little handle on the left, because that was the last time you had a physical connection between your foot and the back brakes. On this game, if you actually sit in the pits and look at your steering wheel, it has brake balance adjust on the wheel, left and right. And the best example of this is any Mercedes car since the last few years. They really fiddle with the brake bias, and it usually comes up in big letters on the screen as well. So if you watch a quali lap, I think Rosberg does it a bit more than Hamilton, and really flicks through those settings quite a lot during a quali lap. It's really easy to see on the steering wheel, but we should be doing that. You know, an official F1 license, and you can't even get that right. You know, never mind the tyres, the desync, the shit multiplayer, the scripted esports, the unequal cars, the huge holes in the game, the shadows. It's, oh god, the whole thing just screams Codemasters. Not only that, it's like if you got the diff, and you know you can change your on throttle diff when you drive in, you should be able to change both. Because on your steering wheel, if you look in the pits again, you've got corner entry and corner exit diff, and they're able to change as you're driving. So you should be able to change both of those, and A, you can only change one, and B, doesn't even go near the steering wheel with it. So in the end of the day, what's the point? If you're still using the same cockpit controls as far back as F1 2013 and 2012, we changed the fuel mix and the brake bias, and that's it, using the same fucking methods, why are you even making the game? Why are you even a fucking company? It is ridiculous. Sell a fucking contract, give it to someone decent who can actually get it right. Because, I mean, the state of it is ridiculous. I'm driving in a Sauber, which doesn't feel the same to any other car on the grid, because you just can't, somehow you can't fucking do it. Just code a Mercedes for the whole grid and then put a different livery on it. It really isn't that fucking difficult. Oh god. Anyway, AOR Canada. Quali lap shit. Setup, didn't have enough set time. Setup shit. Race will probably be shit as well, but you know, who knows. As you can see, I was a couple of tens up going into that hairpin and bottled that on 11.4. My quali, I think I did a couple of laps in time trial, and obviously the SRL the week before, and I think I did 1 or 2 quali sessions online, and that was it. And I was getting like 10.4s, and I think that's my PB. But oh, what are we gonna get? Oh, an 11.3. Oh, on fire. We're only a second off. So end of quali now. We've just done a lap, and that was only 51 thousandths faster. I mean, that is just GG line, isn't it? Real GG. Really balls to the wall now for this end of quali lap. I've got nothing to lose. I'm in 7th anyway. Really going to try and push here. Good first sector. Oh, and we slam into the wall. Oh yeah, that's the other thing as well. Because after, I think it was Russia. No, it was after Spain. They implemented a patch, and that gave me chronic understeer, and a lot of pad users chronic understeer. Not only that, Team Marduk did an open lobby the other day, and he said PS4 on the pad is horrendous, and he was in the Sauber. Haha, the correlation. But essentially, some cars get affected more than others, and especially pad users feel it more than others as well, because you know, with a pad, it's so many other things affect your steering. So your speed, your gearing, your revs, your braking, all these things contribute to how much you can fucking turn in. And you are just one thing in that, and we're really sensitive to how the car behaves because there's so many different factors going in. Other than with a wheel, you have direct control over the steering wheel. Regardless of that, love it. Nice fucking invalidation on the last lap of the session, and we were a couple of tenths up.
I don't believe
so absolutely shocking quali. Messed that up, and I can only put that down. I put that down to myself really because of the lack of time I had. I couldn't have done anything more, but an 11.2 is ridiculous considering I did a 10.6 about half an hour before. So can only put that down to me. But you'll see throughout this race evidence of this handling, and it's awful. But there we go. It was really evident in Monaco, and here it's just as bad. Regardless of that, we've had a good start, interestingly, but Ace Has Name just misses his braking point, and into turn 1 he takes out looks to be 007 Professional and one or two others behind me, so that gives us a bit of breathing room and gives us 2 free positions as well. So that was just real good fortune, really. I can't say that I planned for that to happen or anything, I just got lucky. But as you can see, first chicane there, we're just wide straight away. And oh god, it's awful. The car feels horrific. As Stevens just found out, he's lost the rear, taken out 2 other drivers as well, or they've had to avoid him at least. And we got a few positions like that, so it went to P3, which is like, oh wow. But I knew I didn't have the pace to stay here, so I was just wondering how long it's going to be until I get swallowed up. But anyway, Mercedes and McGrady, obviously they got ahead, and Mercedes battled with McGrady for a little bit, which is why I've been able to catch up a little bit. But as you can see there, like, oh god, I'm just all over the place. Absolutely all over the place. The level of driving in this is just horrific. It really is poor for myself, but you can see just the car's just so lazy. It feels like I've got like 2 dinner trays beneath my front tyres, and obviously, you know, I'll have to look back at the setup and see what was wrong. But watching this now, it's just pure cancer. It's awful watching this back. It really is something I'm not enjoying at all. Nice big lock up there. And Jonas has now caught us right up. He's only 3 tenths behind, and we're really hesitant coming out of there. And here comes his arrow, essentially. McGrady's going to pull away now with Mercedes is gone. It's unbelievable. But we are just a sitting duck. And there we go. The car's just awful. It's all over the place. And there goes Jonas. There goes position. Oh, God. I just expected it, really. I was just nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Lap 13. Jonas has caught up to McGrady. Nice, awful hairpin there, and a big oversteer on the exit. So understeer on entry, oversteer on exit. Oh, GG. I was gaining on them slightly before that hairpin there, so I said, right, okay, I'm going to pit, get at least a lap's undercut. Mercedes is already pitted. He's doing a 2-stop, and we'll see what we can do. So here we go in the pits. Grab a set of super softs, hoping for some clear air, and we come out, and that's Skeeven in turn 1, and unfortunately we come up behind him. And that's, you know, it's just an ass face of dirty air. But obviously that's not his fault, you know, it's just racing, so, you know, there's no beef between me and Skeeven. Nice of him though. The next lap he lets me through, which is, you know, unnecessary, but thanks, real thanks, thank you, Skeeven. But that doesn't help my cause because Jonas is right behind me, and I've just short shifted like an idiot, and I'm all over the place, as you saw, all over the grass. And again, just come back to not having any pace. We've got huge downforce on the car because I'm so scared of the way the car's handling, but he couldn't make anything of that. Coming into lap 27 now, he's really close. He's really eyeing up a move. I went defensive here, don't know why, but on the outside goes Jonas. He gets a fantastic run, and I'm big oversteer. I'm just all over the place. Really not comfortable with the car. Mercedes has made his 2nd stop, and he's on his way on his ultra softs. I've defended from Jonas into this corner. Look how slow I am. We're doing like 80 miles an hour through there. It's, oh god, it's awful. Jonas eyeing up and moved down to the hairpin. He's got his DRS now for the back straight, and I've gone wide actually, and he's just put his nose at the inside while I wait for my fucking steering wheel to turn. And here he comes. But interestingly, Jonas doesn't have slipstream, and obviously I'm often one who gets affected by this, but that's him. That's him with less downforce and DRS, and that's all he's got. So I knew from then on that he didn't have slipstream from lap 27. I knew if I just kept on the straight and narrow through the corners, he wouldn't be able to take me. But I knew that Mercedes was coming, so I knew that was going to be an issue. But he does look down at the inside of turn 1. Doesn't make anything of it, but that's Mercedes with another fastest lap. So I knew that would be critical. Mercedes catching, passing Jonas, and then coming for me. Lap 32, he's done just that. Here he comes. I've defended into there because I know he's just going to lunge it on the inside. He's got such fresh tyres, and he's on course for the win. So I knew I was, again, just like dead in the water, but we did get a nudge there, and we just can't rotate the car. Trying to do everything, trying to shift, trying to just get the car on the corner, but Mercedes has a poor exit, and Jonas almost takes him again, but he manages to fend him off. But here he comes, attempt number 2 for Mercedes, lap 33, so the very next lap he's picked up another second, he's come straight back at me, goes for a look at the inside, it's very late, and he's very far back, so there wasn't any reason for me to leave him room there, but I did try. But he's lifted off, much like Hybrid Newt should have in Spain. He's lifted off, left me the space, let me get back in front, and you can see he's really high on a move now into this hairpin. Big kick of oversteer for me, and I know the game's up. It's just, I know I've only got 2 laps to go, but this is it now. A little bit wide on entry, into first just to try and rotate the car. He does nudge us a little bit because I think he just takes avoiding action. But this is it, and this is the difference. So they're probably running roughly the same wing levels, but here comes Mercedes. This is what DRS and slipstream looks like, and you can see Jonas didn't have slipstream at all, so you know it's hardly fair, is it? Up he goes at the inside, and I have an awful exit, and Jonas, here comes Jonas, but again, no slipstream. He's got DRS as well, and that's all he's got, but he is going to go for a move at the inside in turn 1, and around he goes, leaves me loads of room, very kind of him. We run close here, but I just can't get the car rotated and moved, and a big kick of oversteer. Oh god. Yeah, it's like a boat without an engine, you're dead in the water. But a big gap to McGrady now, huge corner cut. So I knew I could just stay with these guys and just finish the race if I could in third, if I could just stay with them. But Jonas is a little slow, he's braked a little bit late there, gone a little bit wide, and I'm thinking, ooh, I'm fancying my chances here, but look at that placement, fantastic car placement, and I've got no chance there, and he's off down the straight again. I've got no slipstream, as you can see. I'm also running more downforce, so yeah, it's ridiculous really. Not that it's anything against Mercedes, but it's hardly fair when other people have slipstream and some people don't. But again, oh man, that's the awesome developer's job. Oh yeah, that's awesome. I'll never buy another F1 game, that is it, I'm done. Poor exit there, and that's it, Jonas is gone. That's the end of the race. Lap 35, we've stuck with Jonas, interestingly, and coming over the line now is P3. So really, with the lack of practice, the aids setup, the aids handling, I'm quite happy to get P3, and very well done to Jonas and Mercedes. It's unfortunate Mercedes that he got more penalties than Jonas and didn't pull out enough time to bridge those penalties, but you know, unlucky for him. But Jonas just drove a fantastic race, even after getting taken out at the start. He's done very well, or you know, crashing into Skeven. Let's say Skeven didn't intentionally take him out. Ah, look at that red light for electrical safety. So that means the car's going to shock you if you touch it in park firmly. Oh yeah, get real, you fucking trash game. It should be green. Anyway, with this, the penalties galore from 8th on the grid. I think that's a decent result considering the amount of practice I had. And it's just a shame that they've implemented this this patch or screwed up something, because I feel it's swung towards other people now, and the other people have picked up pace out of nowhere. And real shame, but there we go. That's just the way it goes, and I've just got to try and deal with it for the rest of the season and see where we end up. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll get a bit more practice in for the future races. See you next time.